Stefan from History Hustle, and welcome in Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. And in this video I will explain about the Thai Popular Uprising from 1973, which caused a major shift in Thai politics. From the 50s, Thailand was an ally of the United States. And because of the Vietnam War, a whole process of modernization and westernization took place here in Thailand. And you can see that even till this day, Thailand is a pretty westernized country. Westernization means more university, more intellectuals, and that also means more people who can criticize the government. And with a military government at that time, that's not the best combination. In 1971, the government abolished the constitution. From that point, it was illegal to openly criticize the government. In the summer of 1973, several students got expelled from university because they were criticizing the government. In October that year, 13 students got arrested by the government because of their critics to the government. At that point, protesters arrived here at the street, arrived here at the Monument for Democracy, demanding the release of the 13 students. Not only students were protesting, also civilians, laborers, business people. It grew out to a protest scale of 400,000 people. The government first offered to release the students on bail. The protesters didn't agree with this, and their demands grew. They also demanded a new government and a new constitution. The government finally agreed. Some of the protesters went home, and 200,000 went to the palace of the king, who seemed to support these protesters. At 14th of October, at the palace of the king, there were negotiations between the protesters and representatives of the king. And it was agreed that the protests would return home. But the exits were really narrow. And at that point, violence occurred. Bombs exploded, helicopters and tanks and armed soldiers came in, started shooting at the protesters. At that point, the king took action. First of all, he opened the gates of his palace to let the protesters take refuge in his place. He condemned the actions of the military government, and he demanded the leading General Tannen to leave the country immediately. And that night, the king spoke on television towards the Thai people. General Tannen left the country. 1,577 people died because of the violence of the military. But this event showed that a middle class, students and civilians, were able to defeat a leading military upper class with blessings of the king, who seemed to have more power than expected from him being in just a ceremonial function.